I was looking forward to Geminism for quite a while, mainly because they look cool and where I bought it fucked up and had a date of release when it was just like a pre-order, so I went from expecting like into a week or something to getting to almost a year later. Finally got to read it and it was actually pretty decent. Well, at least after the initial hurdle. It took around 10 hours to finish. I could have maybe like cut down an extra 2 or 3 hours, but there's sections where it annoyed me and I just kept mentally checking out, but I'll get to that later. The title starts with the two main characters fighting. They're twin sisters and basically each time there's a victor, they get a remaining body part from the loser. Technically that's like a spoiler until chapter 2, but you can confer just from like the visuals at the start. Honestly, it's kind of like a couple other VNs where the outcome and the things left unsaid is pretty obvious, and you're there to see how the characters react to the new information. Nothing's really surprised if you're paying attention, and it's more of a soap opera feeling where you're waiting for shit to hit the fan. Anyways, that's the surface level gist of the VN. It's just these two fighting with incrementally dangerous methods, and it'd be pretty boring if it wasn't for the characters. The character interactions between the four carried this VN, and it's not like a saving grace type of thing. The comment sections were never the main focus. It's maybe around like 15 to 20% of it, and I think I'm still being pretty generous on that. It's maybe 10. It's about seeing how the girls interact with their respective like sponsor slash hosts. It's about their own bias of how things should be and what they believe to be true. And with that, the back and forth between wanting the other sisters to be around and accept them while also pushing them away. So it's the whole massive miscommunication trope where it just keeps on perpetuating the whole like the grass is greener on the other side shtick between the two sisters. You're sitting there understanding that neither of them have the full picture and you're just waiting for their like eventual realization of it. And the realization is really well done. It's pretty trippy when it finally gets to it. Well, technically, not everything is told outright, but like I said before, it's heavily implied, it's inferred. They might catch some people by surprise, but honestly, this title probably gravitates towards more of a niche that are at least paying attention somewhat. Anyways, the plot is split in two parts and a small append, basically one for each sister and then a little bit for the guys. Each sister has their own host and they're there to bounce off each other, but more so to balance on what they're missing. Kind of an intended coincidence of the two sisters balancing out physically while their respective guy balances them out mentally. The first route starts with Kikyo. She's naive and easy to explode and complain, coupled with Aosumi, calm and collected, rather mature compared to the other one, but also really behind the times. And then there's the second route with Shinku. She's pretty terse and somewhat of a defeatist. She's kind of like pessimistic at the time, coupled with the more like optimistic guy Tsukishiro. He doesn't know how to shut up and he doesn't take most shit seriously. All their voice actors are kind of popular, but I'm pretty partial to Aosumi. His voice actor is the same one that does June for Magikoi. And Aosumi really just feels like June again if he was just older, basically like a perpetually in monk mode, I think is what it was referenced as, or like just a serious like middle-aged guy for the people that haven't read Magikoi. Anyways, if you care more about character interactions, then you'd focus more on the sisters, but if you care more about the world and what's going on, then focus on the guys. The majority of the title just sets up two people talking to each other, what they want or what they want to do. Some of it's kind of padded, but more so with Kikyo, but that's more because she likes to complain a lot. Some of it is valid, some of it's her being naive brat, and it's like, holy shit, she's annoying. Shinku's route is slightly shorter, even with taking into consideration that sections that have all of them together from the previous route, so you can take them out and then just add like the little finale part, which is maybe like an extra 10 to 20 minutes or so. Shinku's side is more enjoyable, but she's also more of an answer arc, basically confirming anything that was implied or that you questioned in Kikyo's route. It's like, alright, it makes sense. Overall, this is one of those titles that really only shines with the finale. I still think Aosumi is charming and I enjoyed my time more often when he was around. He works well with Kikyo and he works well with Tsukishiro. The funny thing is, you can overall understand what's going to happen in the first 5 minutes of the title, even with the latest reveals. I kind of blame that on like Kojima, because when you're used to that kind of weird shit, you can just like guess half the freaking plot points and most of everything. Like there's one specific thing that the two guys keep talking about, and I was wondering like, are they actually going to do that shit? It'll be hilarious if it did, and then it does it. It's like, holy shit, you actually spent 8 hours handling this one joke. It's like such a whatever premise, and it's not even a foreign factor. I just found it hilarious. That's like, you really did take 8 hours. Holy crap. When it's just on Kikyo, it's closer to like a really low 6. She has her moments, and that's why she's not lower, but you have to wait for it. Shiko is better, but it's almost unfair considering she's kind of like an answer arc alongside having her own stuff. And it's like her own stuff is better, but also it's more of like, hey, you already know the hindsight of everything that happened for the other one, and it's like, the finale is well done, and I can't even say it's like, oh, it's a really high 8, but that might be too generous. It's trippy, and I liked it, and I think that's what gave it more, because like, oh, it's a little bit different than what you're normally used to. Not the most out there things, like, okay, you already knew what everything's going on, but how they handle it was well done. And as a whole, I'm giving it like a mid-7. Still pretty good, and it doesn't really waste your time all that much. The guy sold the VN for me. They're basically like campy theater kids when they're doing the ceremonies, and it's pretty funny. It kind of makes me think of like they're in the middle ground of the Days of Wrath guys like Mercurius is and Reinhardt, I think, or like Team Rocket. And I was like, what? It's retarded. I'll be hitting the spoilers now. I won't go over a lot. So it starts with the girls fighting. Kikyo loses, and the guys go through like the ceremonial chant, and they cut off a piece of her body, and it gets transferred to Shinku. You see a diagram of it all, and it's like, okay, you understand. It's like, okay, there's only a set of limbs and whatever is like for one person, but there's 2 heads. So that already shows that, you know, what the sister was originally. They're just Siamese twins, except only one of them is ever awake at once. By now you can tell what the opening movie was trying to show you. They basically have to fight until one of them gets the whole body. One wants both of them to be happy, the other one is more realistic, and you know that is impossible, but wish they could be. So it's a constant push and pull on their relationship. Anyway, Kikyo and Shinko both think they're the older sister, and thinks the other one's being kind of unreasonable here and there. More with Kikyo than Shinko, because she's fucking annoying again. So because of their body, they were hidden from society, and they didn't get to do the shit that they wanted. So, you know, like, oh, one wanted to go to a festival. Actually, both of them wanted to do, like, oh, one wanted a pet. One wanted to go shopping. One wanted to go to the library. Except, you know, random crap that any normal kid does. And they're like, I'm always stuck in this room. I'm skipping a lot. There's a lot of plot points where like, holy shit, this happens. Or, well, it's still implied you understand what's going, but still like, oh, you actually went for it, right? So yeah, skipping a lot. What ends up winning, but neither of them wants to truly be apart. They merge into one where it's neither Kikyo or Shinko anymore. At chapter 2 back, you also notice that the 2 guys were also Siamese twins, but they each had their own like respective limbs. I think they were like conjoined by the pelvis or something, but Tsukishito keeps calling Aosumi like the big brother, and when it's really the other way around. And it's basically because of like Tsukishito's fondness towards Aosumi. He basically acts more like a kid around them. I think it's very endearing, it's funny. Anyways, they were the original combatants, and they were using the 2 sisters as proxies. Some of their limbs have been lost to the previous fights. They wonder what would happen if like one of them actually fully wins, but they still want to have more fun and they just laugh it off. In the end, the inner workings are more interesting than what the girls are about. When the joint happiness things start, it's the name of the ceremony, right? Tsukishito made some of the rules, but how much of it was him and how much was like maybe a different origin or something that was before even their stuff? Where did the katana come from? And is every Siamese twin in this world have like the same age span? These guys are ancient. These guys are like at least 300 years old or something. They already mentioned like, oh, they're a little bit different than the girls, but from what I can tell, the girls are already older than what their bodies portray as well. I think they're at least should be in their 20s or 30s or like late 20s. Unless the mom was just being a petty bitch and it's like, actually she is 30 and they are 12 and she's complaining that she's freaking 30 and that's it. It seems like she was complaining that she's already like near the 40 mark. It's kind of like Bunny Black, where the world building is just more interesting than what the current plot is about. It's like, sure, there's some plot points here and there by the end. It's like, holy shit, this was amazing. But overall, what was going on throughout the world is actually more interesting than anything else. And that's basically it. I'm currently reading Hempri. Some parts are cool, but some parts feel really padded as well. I'm still on the first route, and I remember Nukatashi 1 got a lot better after the first route for me as well. So I'm hoping this happens again. I have to get back to my Otomes. I stockpiled a couple of them already. It's like, holy shit. Not for now. It's been like a year or two. This pair of drops also dropped as well. I'm not sure how much it costs. I didn't look at it yet because I still have like this whole stack I have to go through. Though Criminal Border 3 also came out around the same time as Geminism 2, and that's something I want to read, but now it's like I have to push that back. There's just too much to read, man.